Hello, welcome to my channel, Save Infinity. In this video, just wanted to do a quick general timeless collective reading from the Rose Oracle deck, just to see what messages of guidance wish to come through for you today. If this message has found you, then I trust it is for you at the time it has found you. However, please always use your own discernment and only take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, let's see what messages of guidance wish to come through for you today. Dear Spirit, Mother Rose, Mother Goddess, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, Ancestors, Archangels, Angels, Ancestors, Ascended Masters, Unicorns, Fairies, Dragons, which messages of guidance wish to come through today? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we had 3 pop straight out. Let's go with those. So the first card held, sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, community. So it's a wonderful and beautiful card to come out. It's a message from the universe to trust that the Great Mother has got you, that you can trust in the sureness of her soil. You can trust the process of what's unfolding around you and that you're not going through this alone. So this message is, kind of just pointing towards the fact of, sometimes we do go through turbulent times in life, moments of feeling unsteady or constant change. And during those moments, it can feel hard to feel, calm and at ease if we don't have a sense of stability or groundedness or connection or support around us. And so often the sense of stability or support that we did cling to can be ripped away from us, and then we're left to, forge and forage for a new connection or sense of grounding to help us feel stable. And so if you are, in any of these dark spots of growth where you may feel, a little unsteady or unstable, you may feel a little alone or what have you, to know that, the universe has always got you. The Great Mother and Mother Earth has always got you and is supporting you and guiding you. That you can fall into that inner world within yourself. You can take time to, ground into Mother Nature, into Mother Earth, to help find, a sense of stability and grounding during such times. And that, also take some faith in knowing that even in the darker, more turbulent moments, there's still so much growth and jewels of wisdom to be found in those moments that we may not have ever been able to discover before, new paths and chapters and chambers of our own self, our own psyche, our own soul that we can discover in those moments, as well as just discovering things about the people and world around us that can become so valuable and pivotal to the rest of our journey moving forward. So even though the dark time may feel a little bit more like a tomb, like a death and rebirth, to view it more as the womb in that aspect of, that you are being cradled by Mother Earth as you grow into this beautiful, wonderful, magnificent being that you are. So know that, you always are supported, you always are guided, and even when you can't see it, the help is always there. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. So it's a card of gentle reassurance and compassion, of understanding and tenderness, just reminding you to treat yourself like the innocent child that you are, reminding ourselves that we all have that inner child energy within us that still needs to be, taken care of and supported to assist us on our journey. You know, so often we're so hard on ourselves and view ourselves as these grown-up adults that need to, you know, have everything done right and do everything perfect and never make a mistake. But, you know, we need to remember to release the hardness from our bodies and release the hurt and pain, and to allow ourselves to soften back more into that innocent childlike energy that we all have within ourselves. You know, that no matter, you know, how old we get or how grown we feel, you know, through the challenges and struggles of daily life, and, you know, the moments of feeling triggered and what have you by complicated adult emotions, to remember that we always still have that child within us, you know, that we can tend to, and to help feel safe, to help ourselves feel safe, to help ourselves feel safe as a greater whole, as that energy still makes us up our greater whole. You know, that energy is a part of us and is within us and always will be us. So it's important not to neglect that inner childlike energy that lives within us all. You know, to give it the gentle reassurance and compassion that it needs, and the safety within ourselves that it needs to reside within ourselves in a healthy and happy manner, rather than causing energies and emotions that, you know, aren't exactly for our greater or highest good. You know, we all deserve and we all deserve to, you know, have joy and have fun in that inner innocent childlike way, you know, and exploring the world through our inner childlike wonder and amazement is something that is really important for us all to try to tap back into and connect with, in order to just be happier and healthier overall for ourselves and those around us. And then the final card here, Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion, humanity. So really, really reminding us here with this card that we all do come from the great mother, you know, the mother goddess. We are, you know, all her children. And through the great mother, you know, we are all unified as her children. So this card's about, you know, returning to that union with each other as humanity, as a greater whole. You know, facing the harm that's been done to ourselves and to each other, you know, and accepting that, you know, although things may have happened that have upset us or that have hurt us, that we all are still humans at the end of the day, and we are all meant to be unified at the end of the day. We all come from the one great mother, you know, we all come from the one great father source, God, consciousness, you know, we all come from the one source energy. And so even when we have our differences, we all still at least have that in common, among other things, you know. So about having compassion for ourselves and those around us, and learning to kind of drop our guards a little more, to forgive and to overcome, in order to become more unified and connected once again, as we are meant to be. You know, overcoming the energies of, you know, sadness and anger and hurt from our hearts, and digging our roots deep into the ground to find common ground together. And through that, you know, building a greater sense of connection for those energies of love and unity to really foster abundantly. So, you know, really remembering the aspect of the Mother Rose, the Mother Goddess, and that we are all children of the one. And so, you know, when conflicts or issues or what have you arise, or energies you may be working through from the past, really using that stable energy, that groundedness, that we all are connected underneath, and that we all are one. And so we all deserve, you know, the compassion and love for each other as the children of the one mother that we truly all are. Allowing that truth to soften our hearts and soften our minds so that we can return to each other in greater union. And not only for ourselves at the moment, but also for the greater future of humanity too. You know, the more that we forge back together now, it builds and creates that foundational basis for what can occur in the future. And so really taking all those tangled, stranded roots of the mother and, you know, forging them into the ground of compassion and stability and unity so that they can forge back together once again. So 3 really, really great messages here for you today. You know, remembering that you always are held by the Mother Goddess and the universe, that even in the dark times, you are never alone, and knowing that there's so much wonder that can be learnt from those times. You know, think of it as you're in the womb, not the tomb. And the child within, really connecting to that inner childlike nature and wonder to bring more joy and happiness and adventure into your life, but also to bring more safety and stability and nourishment as well. And then with the Mother Rose, really remembering that we all are one underneath and are all children of God underneath. So having that greater sense of compassion and unity for those around you to help you, you know, overcome any negative feelings of, you know, sadness, bitterness, anger, hurt, what have you, and to really push through that into a grounded, more connected energy of love and unity. So 3 powerful, wonderful messages for you and your journey. I hope that guidance has brought you some insight, sending you so much peace, love, light, and blessings as always. Bye.